Greetings, wise ones. This is Melissa from 8th House Wisdom, author, astro coach, and psychotherapist, helping you to reveal your unique and infinite possibilities. Today, I'm here to leave a video about the full moon in Gemini, lunar eclipse, and my last installment of the Universal Laws series, featuring a video talking about the law of success and its relationship to full moons. As I first get started, I just want to say a thank you to everybody who's been tuning into these videos and really taking an interest in understanding the laws of physics that govern our known universe. Some of us got to physics in high school or college, and we understand that there are a set of known principles, such as every action has its equal and opposite reaction, that allow people to come up with theories, the technology that we use, and to just be able to understand the world around us so that we can be the innovators and successful people that we've come today. Metaphysical laws, or the universal laws, are no different. They are designed to help us think about energy, about our physical body, about the astral plane, and about inspired action that we can take given parameters that are provided in this known plane, that will allow us to supercharge our abilities, our intentions, and ultimately our manifestations. And so when we started in the beginning of this year talking about the laws, we began a journey moving from thinking and talking about vibration and attraction. All of those are designed to lead us up to this final law, which is the law of success. And the law of success is earth-based energy from astrology, that is physical, reality-based product or manifestation of that which we have been seeding, thinking, creating, attracting, and vibrating on. So, full moons, from an astrological perspective, are also tied into this. In the lunar cycle, we have the new moon. 8 days later, we have our first quarter moon. We move another 8 days later, and we have a full moon, followed by our last quarter moon, and then back around to the new moon. In this cycle, following the lunar cycle and phases, we use that as a visible, physical, and astrological model for how to start from the initiation and inspiration of an idea and move that to a level of completion. That is the energy of success. And so these two things already have a great relationship between each other. Just moving 2 weeks out from the new moon and getting to a point where you should hopefully have been taking either conscious action or going into deep meditation or deep inner work to release that on the day, which is the full moon, and allow that energy to reach its peak and then be released so that physical manifestation can occur. Because in the end, we're all looking for something successful to come about. The law of success, as as related to, as you all know, I've been doing this, Proctor Gallagher and Bob Proctor, who is also featured in The Secret movie, if any of you all have not seen it. According to the laws of success and the law of success that he has put out, we have the power and capacity in each of us to be great and to achieve massive success. We need to properly develop it from our inner world in order to have it in our outer world. We need to work from our spiritual thought and work on non-visible energy to see the manifestation that happens in our physical life. So again, as we begin to think about the tie-in between universal law, our desire to manifest, and the study of astrology, and following the set cycles, solar cycles, as the sun just moved into Sagittarius, lunar cycles, as we've just had a full moon lunation at 4:30 a.m. this morning in Gemini, its opposite sign. So we already have two opposing forms of energy. We have the energy of higher learning, of philosophy, of religion, spirituality, and wanderlust, which is Sagittarius, where the sun is sitting now, and we have that pull there. And then we have lunar energy, which focuses on that direct line that we're talking about, the inner world, and reflective of our emotional world and our environment, which is currently lit up in the sign of Gemini, the sign of communication, day-to-day travel, working with our siblings, writing. When I think Gemini, I think television, mass communication, day-to-day interactions with people, getting the word out, voicing things in a way that, almost like Khalees with the milkshake, brings all the boys and the girls to the yard. That's what we're looking at when we think about Gemini energy. And so then to have this full moon occur in this sign, we were already highlighting working with those particular energies. But when you add the level of the partial lunar eclipse, it turns this into a completely amplified event. I associate full moons with successes because if you can successfully nurture your idea and intention from the new moon through to the full moon, then you are moving in a way that hopefully aligns you energetically with the creation and manifestation process. And getting to the full moon allows for that release so that the energies of the metaphysical plane can take over and your idea can move from the unseen realm to the seen realm. Well, when you add in the lunar eclipse, we have stretched and intensified this energy such that the manifestations that are going to show up from this release are going to be dynamic and like nothing that we've ever seen before. It's actually recommended that going into lunar ritual doesn't happen until about 1 to 2 days after the eclipse, because the eclipse has energy of its own. And today through about Tuesday or Wednesday, what we will be experiencing are releases from previous transits that have involved Gemini, Sagittarius, the moon, and eclipses. And these are some of the energies that we probably would have identified occurring in our lives somewhere between 2001, in particular, on December 14th, 2001, that was when we had our first lunar action in the sign of Sagittarius, beginning a Sagittarius and Gemini phase, because eclipses go in pairs. And also, transits that happened in 2011. So also December 11th, 2011 was the last cycle of having a partial lunar eclipse in Gemini. So if you can think about time period between what you were doing in 2001 and then again in 2011, there's a release pattern here that's happening. So we're talking about 20 years worth of intention and accumulation and kind of 10-year peaks or pit stops in between. When I think about this and how it relates to me personally, I was graduating from undergrad in 2001. In 2011, I was in a position that I loved, returning to my beloved Spelman College in Atlanta to enjoy. And I was also ending a long-term relationship, one that I had been in for the past decade of my life. So it was really a pivotal period of time for me in my life. And seeds of some of the things that I am doing right now were definitely set during that 2011 period. I was in the space of building my educational leadership work, as well as my work as a therapist, and actively digging in even more into finding mentorship and scholars to help me with astrology. In my life, I've experienced a great level of success thus far, but I have really big dreams and ideas that I'm trying to manifest, and so I've not yet hit that peak. And that's where the energy of this lunar eclipse comes in, because today, as of the early morning, rolling in Sunday, today Monday, and rolling even into Tuesday, whether you go out the house or not, because most of us are not, you're still going to be experiencing this energy and the influences that come down. Expect to get downloads, of voicing, of information, of things that you've really been trying to get out. Expect for that information or for those ideas to start percolating and to start showing up in ways that are easy for you to grapple with or to interact with, so that you can take them and turn them into a success. Just like the law of success was saying. Recognition that things that have come, that you have loved and nurtured deeply in your inner world, are going to meet with perfect and divine celestial timing and begin to take shape and hold. So as you look to that, be encouraged, because sometimes we can think that our dreams have passed us by, and that's not really the case. Not at all. We just needed to get into a different way of timing, or we just needed to allow things to pan out. And, as people say all the time, it's not in my time, but in his or in the universe. And so sometimes that's how this happens. But also in this week, as you begin to set intentions and to observe this is the start of our eclipse, the final eclipse that we will experience for 2020. This is also the final full moon that we will be experiencing for 2020. We'll be experiencing a new moon annular eclipse on December 14th in the sign of Sagittarius. Again, noticing, like I'm saying, that Gemini Sagittarius pattern. So we're going to continue to deal with that energy. But that's going to give us another 2-week period to really see, as though that energy gets drawn down and we see what happens, what things in particular have been showing up for you. For me, Gemini is my first house, so it's about being visible. It's about people seeing me. It's about me showcasing myself in a big way. And Sagittarius for me is my house of partnerships. So I'm expecting manifestations to show up in the dynamic between I and we. Just as I spoke about the fact that in between 2001 and 2011, there was a lot of I stuff happening with me moving ahead professionally and acquiring training and touching back on my roots, but also movement and separation as it related to relationships and things of the like. So, for each and every one of us, looking at what areas are ruled, what area of your chart or house in your chart is ruled by Gemini or Sagittarius will give you an even clearer picture of how you can utilize this eclipse related pause, extra energy, and intention to really set new goals and new ideas for coming time. And as it relates to the law of success and universal law, it's important to understand your personal landscape, including your astral landscape. So I highly recommend that you get a copy of your birth chart. And you can easily do that by going to the link in my bio and checking out getting an astro report so that you can better contextualize this information for you. But going back to the laws of success, recognize that as I'm discussing this pattern that has been illuminated, the intentions that we set and the ritual that we take with this particular pattern, as with all eclipses, has the ability to have long-term effects. We could be setting intentions that some will manifest 20 years from now, some 10 years, some immediately, because of the way that these cycles go. So really think about the kind of inner work that you want to do so that you can focus on that which you want to see manifest in the immediate and then not so immediate future. I want to take this time out to say thank you again for watching and tuning in, and for sending me messages that inspired me to do this series. I wanted to end it on a high note, bringing together my love of astrology with my love of metaphysics. And I look forward to bringing you more astro-aligned content, as well as more metaphysical law and aspects of law of attraction and deep inner work moving into 2021. So, having said that, I just want to send lots of light and love, and even better, lots of success to each and every one of you who stops to listen to this video. Take care.